Okay, so we're back in the enameled cast iron section of the 1919 standard catalog. You can see this is a jail toilet, typical jail toilet of the time. That's the Allegheny. I believe that toilet was made up until the 40s, believe it or not. But that's a typical jail cell or prison cell of the time. You can see like a boilerplate wall. All of the valves, as much as possible, were installed behind the wall to keep them from being tampered with. And one interesting thing that you'll find in this catalog is the trough closets, or trough toilet. It's also called a range closet, or even a latrine. This is something that I've only seen. These things are ancient. I've only seen these in like pre-1920 plumbing literature. This is basically a trough. In fact, this is a more refined one, believe it or not. But it's basically a large trough made out of cast iron. This would be cast iron, probably enameled inside, with a siphoning trap, a large siphoning trap at one end, and any number of seats on it. You could get from 3 to 15 seats on something like this. And then over here would be a very large automatic flushing tank. And I'm not sure how big these tanks were. I don't know if it says. I don't think it says. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like 20 or 30 gallons. I mean, it would have taken quite a bit of water to flush one of these. And the idea was basically this toilet would hold water. This whole trough, I mean, you can see the weir level in the trap is up there. So it would probably be full, somewhere up in there, of water. And this toilet would be used and only flushed intermittently by an automatic flushing tank. And the timing of that was most likely adjustable. So it could be any number of minutes or hours even, I don't know, between flushings. And when this thing flushed, it would dump, maybe as much as 20 or 30 gallons of water. Wouldn't surprise me. All the way through this, and it would that would be enough water to get. I mean, this is probably looks like a 3 or 4 inch trap. It would get a trap that big siphoning, and it would siphon this whole thing out and refill it. So that would take a lot of water, obviously, to flush something like that. So, kind of crude. They are not. Range closets, trough closets are not allowed by code anymore, not surprisingly. Not very sanitary, but this was something that was around way back then. Something like this would have been used in factories, military barracks, or barracks, possibly schools, places like that. You wouldn't have found this in any place that was supposed to be nice. But it's an interesting part of toilet history, I guess. Sorry about the notification there. And you can see there's a few different versions of them. And these are cast iron. You can see they're enameled inside. Some different stall options. And again, these were available in 3 to 15 seats in a single unit. That would have been a slightly... Okay, so here, this is a slightly upgraded version where still cast iron with individual bowls, I guess you'd call it. But now you've got individual flushing rims, which is something that this style did not have. So that's a little bit of an upgrade. Same thing. And then this would be probably the cheapest grade, where it is literally one. You don't even have those individual cast-in bowls. You've got just one big, huge trough. And you'll notice it's cast iron. It bolts together. It's got seams. And then you've got some trough urinals that are they're pretty big, pretty heavy duty. Sorry about the focus there. These are pretty substantial compared to a modern trough urinal. And again, these are all cast iron fixtures with a porcelain enamel. And something like this is interesting too. This is a urinal stall gutter. This is something you wouldn't see anymore. It's been outdated for quite a long time. But this is a cast iron gutter that would be embedded in the floor. Then you got a strainer and then a fitting that would connect to plumbing. There were urinals way back in the day that were actually built into the floor. And you'd have tile around it or maybe marble slabs. I think marble slabs were common back then. Basically just a gutter in the floor. And if you wanted to build one of those, you bought this gutter material. And that's what that was for. So, very interesting relic. Okay. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.